What a weekend it has been here in W3L, because yes, we have played host to wrestling's toughest tournament, 7 Deadly Sins. Musselburgh and Dunfermline were the hosts of the toughest tournament in all of pro wrestling, and today Grangemouth, you get all the fallout from that tournament and a whole bunch more besides. So thank you if you've come out to see us at Musselburgh and Dunfermline this weekend. Thank you for coming out to see us in Grangemouth today. I'm sure a whale of a time. And if you want to relive 7 Deadly Sins this year, because I'm sure you were there in person, right? If you want to remind yourselves of what happened, or perhaps you couldn't make it and didn't see it, then don't worry. Stay tuned to this very channel. Subscribe to W3L's social media platforms, and we may have some exciting news for you coming up in the not too distant future. Now, this week's match that we are going to be seeing is a rematch from just a few weeks ago right here on Wrestling Showdown, and it involves the heavyweight champion Blondie Barratt. You know well by now that he has been retaining the title in any way he can, and after the controversial end to the previous match, the masked 4th Dimensional Warrior Vortex has been granted a rematch against Barratt for the aforementioned championship. Can Vortex overcome Barratt's shenanigans now he has an idea of what to expect? Or is Barratt going to find yet another way to sneak out with the championship in his grasp? There's only one way for us to find out. Let's go down to ringside for this week's match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Vortex here with you on Wrestling Showdown. We're about to see defence of the heavyweight championship. Oh, and the current champion Blondie Barratt not waiting a moment, attacking a man who he has previously defeated for the heavyweight title, that of course being the 4th Dimensional Warrior Vortex in the black and the orange. But look at this, shrugging off Barratt's attack. Now, these two men have become quite familiar with each other here in W3L. And just a matter of weeks ago, Barratt defended against Vortex right here in Showdown. There was a controversial ending to the contest, Barratt scraping away with that championship in his grasp somehow. And then just a couple of weeks back, as Vortex put on the jacket and cap of Blondie Barratt, that does not sit well with the Rock and Roll Express. There was a tag team match, and it was Barratt and Luke Aldridge. No, I don't think the referee really suits that hat. It was Barratt and Aldridge against Vortex and Musso. Of course, Mike Musso scored the pinfall victory over Barratt in that tag team match. But due to the circumstances surrounding Vortex's championship opportunity, management decided to give him a rematch, and this is it. You see Barratt now taking his usual time to wander around the ring, antagonise the fans. This is all because when he attacked Vortex at the start of the match, Vortex pretty much shrugged it off. And of course, with things not going Barratt's way, and with him not having the advantage, he will back off, and he will either hope to frustrate Vortex enough to have Vortex starts chasing and makes a mistake, or he hopes that perhaps Vortex will get annoyed and he's thrown off his game plan, maybe take his eye off the ball, and of course Barratt will then sneak in and attack him. Vortex going for a rest, he'll probably get quite a good nap, knowing how long Barratt takes to wander around ringside. And this is just a master at work. You may not like how Barratt conducts himself, you may not like the things that he does, the master stroke he pulled by fooling all the fans and thinking that he'd turned over a new leaf last year. You may not enjoy any of that, but you've got to admire a craftsman at work. Barratt's been around longer than anybody pretty much, certainly here in W3L. He's still at a very high level. I mean, he's W3L heavyweight champion. He wrestles regularly, sometimes multiple times in a day. So he knows every trick in the book, as I said before. And this is just second nature to him. He knows what works. He sees a wrestler stand opposite him, and he's already found like 100 ways to defeat him just by watching him walk to the ring. And Barratt, again, will cheat, use every underhanded tactic he can, because that is just what he does. It's second nature to him. Vortex has suffered that before, and he hopes to redress the balance. I mean, imagine if Vortex becomes heavyweight champion. I mean, he's a man with all the ability to do that. He'd be a very unique, a very good heavyweight champion, I think. However, certainly in the past, this year, he's been around more often in WFL than normal, so he's been able to get a shot at the heavyweight title in the past. It's just been a sporadic visit. And Vortex, if you've seen him at a live event, often races around one side on a scooter. So I mean, imagine having the title round his waist doing that. Certainly bring a different dynamic to the top end of the W3L event. Barratt just again stalling, just waiting for Vortex to let his guard down, make a mistake. But Vortex should be too wise to this. He has dealt with it before. And Barratt in no rush. Management don't put a strict time limit of any kind on the heavyweight championship match. Unlike of course 7 Deadly Sins, I'm sure you saw. Of course the second round has got a 10-minute time limit, so there's no need for that sort of pace in this contest. Barratt can take his time, and Vortex can tend to wait for him. This audience that just want to see Barratt get his comeuppance. Want to see that loud mouth has been shut by Vortex. And so many people have been trying. I mean, remember, it was back at Resolution last year. Barratt with a crowd on his side smashed Nathan Reynolds in the head with a chair to win the heavyweight championship. He's then retained it by foul means, more than fair, in every contest. He's been disqualified, he's attacked the referee, he's cheated, he's done everything possible, and he's kept that belt. And that's why management have put the stipulation in now that in Barratt's championship defences, if he gets disqualified, the title will change hands. So things are looking up for Vortex, because of course if Barratt pulls his usual tricks and I don't know, brings a chair or some powder and the referee catches him, that will cause a disqualification. That's as good as a pin or submission in this match, meaning that the title will go to Vortex. So we may be about to see a brand new heavyweight champion, because Vortex got his hands on Barratt, who in typical fashion spent the last 5 minutes just walking around ringside, jaw-jacking. When he's in no rush, he dictates the pace. So it's made him a success in British wrestling for so many years. Just taking his time now, so they're about to lock up here. And this isn't cowardice on Barratt's part. Please don't think that. It's certainly not that he's worried about Vortex. I mean, of course he needs to be, because Vortex has got all the skills available to defeat Barratt. It's simply that Barratt does this to antagonise the audience, and to antagonise his opponent more than anything else. He takes his time, goads his opponent in. It's like, if you know anything about us, well, the crowd speaks for itself. They react as Vortex finally gets his hands on Blondie Barratt. As this is a bit like jiu-jitsu, where often the thing that a jiu-jitsu player does is wait for his opponent to make a mistake, and then he will capitalise on it. But that jiu-jitsu player isn't necessarily the most aggressive person in the match, but they wait, they watch, they capitalise. Barratt's very much the same. He will take his time, he'll do what seems to be very little, but he's working over his opponent in a mental capacity, working on the brain, making them outthink themselves, or perhaps throw themselves off their whatever plan they had, charging at the ring. And as a consequence, Barratt then finds a weakness and exploits it, as we've seen multiple times here on Showdown and indeed at our live W3L events. So we've gone at 7 minutes in this match, I think, and so far we've had one lock-up, and that's been it. Certainly if you're going by points, Vortex is ahead, because he's actually had an offensive move. And yet again, the crowd firmly on Vortex's side. They're happy to see him lock up with Barratt, but so close to the ropes. Barratt pushed him away this time, just like last time. And Barratt backs him in the corner. So of course that means that the referee has to keep Vortex back. Potentially give Barratt a count of 5. Barratt's saying his hair was pulled. He does have hair, has to be said. Not a huge amount. I'm sure you know that Barratt used to sport a delightful mullet. Long since gone, consigned to history. Probably because people kept pulling at it. Barratt arguing with the crowd. And don't think he's taking his eye off Vortex. He may not be necessarily looking directly at him, but he's watching the corner of his eye, because Barratt knows what Vortex can do. And again, just waiting for that opening, just waiting for that mistake. And sooner or later, Vortex will make it. And it's not to knock Vortex, not to talk down about him. It's simply that that's what Barratt does. He waits, he lulls you into a false sense of security. You overstretch yourself here, you outthink yourself there, you move the wrong way. Barratt is able to capitalise. Vortex biding his time again. Just waiting. He could rush in. Many have, and it's never worked out for them. But Vortex, again having experienced Barratt firsthand in his previous championship encounter. And now look at this, Barratt pulling with the hair being pulled. Now he's pulling Vortex's hair. I assume that's what it is that comes out of his head. And now it's Barratt that gets pushed away. And Vortex clamps in the headlock. Barratt though, not allowing that. And gets knocked down. And the crowd more than happy to see Barratt knocked on his backside. Vortex blocks it, doesn't reverse it. And a back elbow. Barratt tried to get out of the way, but still took some of the blow. And was rolled to the floor. Again to cut off Vortex's momentum. But the masked man going after him. We kind of saw this last week when Mike Musso took a Matsu Okazuma, another battle between a masked man and an unmasked man. And they chased each other around the ring, and they went badly against Musso, and it's kind of going badly against Vortex. Gets hit off the apron, Barratt in, and he smacks the post, managed to flatten his palm, but that's still a really solid ring post. And across the thick apron, with no padding there, ladies and gentlemen. Vortex is marching Barratt around ringside. Barratt's hand will be throbbing. It's going to be hard for him to poke you in the eye. If his hand's throbbing and he gets smacked off the bar, I assume that Vortex is going to bang Barratt a drink, but you never know. And Vortex is going to get firm control of Barratt, whose hand was being agony. He's going to need a bigger glove size on his left hand at the end of this one. With like a table, I think. They brought him to the back of the building. The referees followed them just to give him some leniency. He could potentially count them out. Of course, nobody wants to see that. A clean, decisive ending. Vortex, as you can see, high-fiving some of his fans. Barratt trying to get some feeling back into his hand. May have potentially broken some of the bones. I mean, the hand's got quite a lot of bones in it. They're all quite small as well. Whoever broken even just one finger makes things so tricky. Particularly, I mean, it's difficult in day-to-day life, but when you're a wrestler, when you're in a combat sport that needs you to lift and to grapple and to grab and to hold, if you've got broken fingers, that makes it really hard. Barratt creeping around ringside. I'm not entirely sure Vortex has seen him. Barratt creeping back into the ring. Vortex must have seen him now. I think Vortex did, we just let him come back in. He takes inside headlock. I believe Barratt thought he'd spotted the opening like I was talking about before. Vortex was a step ahead, he saw Barratt and made it look like he didn't, so because Barratt comes in with a punch, Vortex blocks it and takes him down with a headlock. He's got that sore hand strapped. And leg drops it. That's a big man, he's a good 200 or so pounds to be dropping a leg across the injured hand of Blondie Barratt. Certainly it's 200 pounds in what we would understand weight. Dave from the fourth dimension, maybe a different scale than we're familiar with. Barratt held on, but of course that had the unexpected effect that he swung back and the back of his head smacked the turnbuckle pad. So he could have let go and he would have hit the canvas, but instead he shot backwards like a battering ram in many ways and smacked his head. Referee applying the count. Barratt could get counted out. I believe the championship won't change hands on a count out. And like I was saying, there he is. Barratt's got Vortex by the legs. Just waited till he got close enough and grabbed him. So I'm not really sure if Barratt can do this with a bad hand. And Vortex twice now getting rammed into the post, and the three most delicate of areas. I mean, again, it's from the fourth dimension. I'm assuming his anatomy is the same as a normal human being's, but assuming it is, you know, certain bits aren't in other locations, that must be all sorts of agony. His eyes must be watering, and he's wearing a mask as well, just to further compound his difficulties. And Barratt distracted the ref, told him to look over there. The referee dutifully did, and then Barratt drops a knee. Vortex's voice has gone up 3 octaves by now. And if any higher pitch, only dogs are going to be able to hear him. Barratt, he's not going for it again, is he? Surely, and he does! This referee, I know he gave them some leniency when they fought on the floor, but turning away whenever Barratt tells him is maybe a bit too far, I think, when it comes to being lenient. Barratt kind of old school. This is tag team that he's part of down in England. So it's his philosophy, his way of life. And he does have a skill set and an approach to the wrestling ring and the wrestling match that nobody that really competes these days has. I mean, there's not many people that were a part of the world of sport either on television that are still active. Barratt is. This crowd yelling Vortex on. But Barratt, again, no wasting motion. Just like stamp with the leg, catches him. One of the many pressure points in the body. Right the lower back, and then goes Vortex again. Barratt doesn't need to use lots of huge moves, doesn't need to swing for the fences and throw himself around. Chin lock, more than a camel clutch, more like a chin lock. Wouldn't at all be surprised if Barratt tries to move the mask around so that Vortex can't see. Vortex crawling across the ring. You do get a familiarity with your surroundings when you compete in the same ring long enough. And again, close to the ropes, and Barratt just jabs him in the ribs. Barratt comparing Vortex to a baby. It's not quite the most obvious comparison to make, however. Barratt clearly feels it's Australia thinks it's as easy as taking candy from a baby. Barratt is revelling in what he's done. He's got firm control over this. And Vortex by now, assuming he can think straight after all he's gone through, must be cursing because again he faced Barratt one-on-one for the heavyweight title, so he's tasted a bit of what Barratt brings to the table, and they met in that tag team match, and now here he is, another championship opportunity, and he's struggling again. Barratt once again applying that more like a camel clutch now, sitting astride Vortex, wrenching at the chin. They get a submission out of this one. Because Vortex generally moves at a faster pace, like a quicker offense, but you can't really do it with Barratt, particularly when he's in control of the contest. And Barratt has a very uncomfortable landing, not quite as bad as Vortex when hitting the ring post, but bad enough. And Vortex with a forearm. Referee did not call it as a low blow. The Barratt landing on Vortex's knee, it was inadvertent. Vortex got him set up and he's charging again. Hang on! And the referee gets squashed in the corner. Barratt pulled the referee in. Vortex can't believe it. Now if he were to get a pinfall on Barratt here, it won't count because the referee is down. This was clearly an event, we saw what Barratt did. And Barratt's grabbed a chair. This is typical Barratt. And he smacks the canvas with it and goes down and throws the chair to Vortex. Oh wait a minute. Has the referee thought Vortex? He probably heard the chair. He's called for the bell. The referee's called for the bell. I think he's heard the chair and seen Vortex with it in his hand. Let's head down to Stevie Wizard. He's there with the referee. Let's try and get an official word as just what the referee's thoughts are. So I was right. Barratt smacks the chair off the canvas, throws it to Vortex. The referee in his dazed state turns round, hears the chair, sees Barratt lying unconscious, sees Vortex with it, and he has disqualified Vortex. We all thought the DQ rule and the title changing would go in Vortex's favour, but Barratt has pulled a fast one and yet again finds a way to retain the heavyweight title. Can anybody beat him to take the heavyweight title? We'll find out in the weeks to come here in W3L. Yet again, Blondie Barratt retains the heavyweight championship, and yet again is in somewhat controversial circumstances. I'm pretty sure that Vortex is going to petition management for yet another rematch, so hopefully he can get a fair shake at potentially becoming the new W3L heavyweight champion. But Barrett's looking like nobody's going to get the belt off him. He always finds a way to retain it. Can anyone defeat Blondie Barratt and remove the championship from his grasp? I guess you'll find it in the weeks to come. So make sure you've subscribed to this channel to never miss an episode of Wrestling Showdown. Now, I mentioned 7 Deadlifts before. That was this weekend. We split the tournament across 2 days. Musselburgh on Friday and Dunfermline just yesterday. What a tournament it was. Fantastic matches. A really interesting lineup, the whole 9 yards. If you missed it, if you want to see it again, you may get the chance very, very soon. That's all I'm going to say just now. Stay tuned to our social media platforms to find out what I'm on about. You can do that by heading to our website, W3LWrestling.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us on Instagram. As I said before, subscribe to this channel. Never miss an episode of the show. Use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Who do you think can defeat Blondie Barratt? Can anyone defeat Blondie Barratt? What do you think is going to happen surrounding the heavyweight title? Will management make it really? Let us know your thoughts on W3L. Let us know your thoughts on Wrestling Showdown. And then come back here in 7 days' time. I'll bring you more matches, more information, and yes, unfortunately, more of me, but you can't have everything. Come back here 7 days' time for more Wrestling Showdown.